Well, if simple mashed potato is not going to cut it, we need to upgrade to something fancier. Introducing the Duchess Potato to the rescue. The twice-baked posh cousin of our beloved classic mash. Perfect to impress at your next dinner party. With no time to lose, let's dive straight in. Now, normally I'd be saying peel and then dice your potatoes for a mash, but stop! We're not boiling potatoes for this recipe, as we want the benefits of that beautiful double bake. Baking instead of boiling for the mash is a great way to avoid that unwanted moisture which affects the mashing. So all we need to do is make a small incision along the whole circumference of the potato. This makes it easier for the lovely insides to just pop right out. Once you've got your potatoes with a nice line across, line a baking tray with some aluminium foil and then place your potatoes on top. Drizzle over some olive oil and do remember to check if you've refilled your oil. Some people might forget. But as I was saying, drizzle over some olive oil and then give each potato a
good old rub.
That was weird. Does that happen to you as well? Anyway, sprinkle over a good amount of salt, roll it all around a bit, and then it's ready for the first bake of about 45 minutes to an hour depending on the size of your potatoes. Then, once they're out the oven, wait until they are cool enough to handle, and then look for that guideline we made earlier and open up each potato. Simply scoop out the flesh of each, and you've also got a perfect potato skin for a handy snack or fancy bowl if you want to make another side. Now, you could use a ricer to ensure it's extra smooth, but to demonstrate just how useful baking potato is, I'm going to actually just mash it with a fork to get just as good results. Whoops, I really need to stop dropping stuff. Well, minus the potato skin, get everything mashed up. Which reminds me, if you're as big a fan of mashed potato as I am, be sure to check out this playlist of videos where I use mashed potato in lots of creative ways. Or better yet, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content just like this. But back to the mash. Add a good pinch of salt, some grated nutmeg, because nutmeg and potato are a match made in heaven. Pour in some warmed up cream to make it extra luxurious. Some cubes of cold butter to make it even more luxurious. And then, very important, allow it to cool just a bit, as we're going to be adding some creamy egg yolks, which we do not want to scramble. Separate out your eggs with whichever method works best for you. Either the shell technique or the hand technique are my go-to. And be sure to keep the egg whites to use for... You have got to be kidding me. Don't you wish sometimes you could just hit rewind on life, erase your mistakes? One can dream. Okay, so no egg whites for me, but we don't need the egg yolks to get the best out of these Duchess potatoes, so we're all good. Pour these into our slightly cooled mash, and then gently fold the yolk in. Don't overmix, get it so it's just combined, and then we can do the fun part of piping these into fancy roses. Or just basic curls if, like me, you've got no artistic flair. Use a star nozzle to get the nice ridges which crisp up in the oven, and then pipe a circle before filling in the middle, and then go around again on top before lifting the middle to get that nice little peak. Do that until your tray is full or you run out of mash, and you should have some beautiful shapes like these. Before we bake these again, I suggest putting them in the freezer for about 30 minutes or more so they don't melt and flatten in the oven. Oh, and by the way, don't feel like you can't make these if you don't have piping bags. If you put some of the mash into a small ramekin dish, you can make a nice pattern on top with a fork and they'll look just as good. Plus, they don't need to go in the freezer. Handy. Whichever way you're making these, the last step before going in the oven is to brush a little egg wash on top. Just gives it a nice colour to show off a bit more. And for the second bake, it's 180 degrees for about 20 minutes or so until they come out looking blooming gorgeous. Oh wait, this is posh mash. Absolutely delightful. Anyway, the result is these great little spirals of golden baked mash that are sure to wow your guests, and they taste incredible for what is essentially mashed potato. Get them on a plate and sprinkle over some chives and they are ready to serve. Mashed potato upgraded. But I can't let you go until we get a nice cross section. Ooh, very nice. It's binded thanks to the egg yolk, but it's still that wonderfully creamy mash inside with a delicious baked crust. So next time you want something as simple as mashed potato but fancier, this is the recipe for you. Let me know how they turn out, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, get cooking and may the Zen be with you.